to my channel. It's Lauren. So welcome to another episode in my Rush series. I'm not too sure what episode this is, but if you're new and this is the first video you're seeing, I have a whole entire recruitment series going on my channel right now. I will be sure to link that playlist down below for you so you can check out all those awesome videos that I have with tips and tricks for your upcoming fall recruitment. Also, to catch you up if you're new, I'm Lauren and I go to the University of Alabama and I'm a Pi-Phi there. I love going to Alabama and I absolutely love being a Pi-Phi there. And Rush literally was one of the best weeks of my life. I'm not even joking. I loved it and I'm really hoping that you'll feel the same way. So this video is going to be all about what to pack in your Rush bag, going from the type of bag you need to everything that you need to pack in it. Some of you guys didn't know that a bag is really important during Rush week because these can hold some really essential items that you can find really necessary during that week. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. So everything that I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to be leaving a link to an Amazon link down below. So basically this link will bring you to my Amazon list that has everything that I talk about in this video and a little bit of options for you to choose from. I'm no way telling you that you need to get these things or these things are like you have to have them for Rush week. I just feel that it made my week a little bit easier and I just wanted to share my tips and what I packed in my bag with you because whenever I was rushing, I couldn't find any video on this. That's really why I made this series, is to kind of like give you answers that I didn't get during like prepping for Rush, if that kind of makes sense. So I actually have my bag right here, so let me get it. This is the bag that I use during Rush week. This is just a Lily Pulitzer bag. So this is actually a reusable grocery bag. Also, it's waterproof, like the outside of it. It's just like that material, but it's like thicker than a normal reusable bag. Part of the reason why I got this bag is because it is waterproof. Obviously the top isn't because it doesn't close, but if I set this down and it was wet underneath, nothing would get into the bag, which was very important to me because I don't want to ruin anything that is inside my bag. I went ahead and put some bags that I thought was really nice for Rush week and some of the bags that I saw other girls using. A tip I want to tell you is it's really important to make this bag your own bag. So what I mean by that is if you buy a black bag, so many girls are going to have a black bag and it's going to get really confusing when you're going house to house and you don't find what bag is yours and you don't want to get that really mixed up. I really recommend buying a keychain or a hair scarf, scrunchie, bow, something, and putting it on the outside of your bag. So now getting into the bag, this is sort of a list of things that I kept in my bag that were life-changing and I'm so happy that I thought of these things to put in my bag. The first thing is a fan. So I don't know where my fan is, but I basically had a portable fan and it was rechargeable. I could plug it into a portable charger and it'd be good. I linked my exact one in the Amazon list. It's like $25, so it is kind of pricey for just a handheld fan. If you're going to spend money on anything, spend your money on a fan. So many girls bought like those miniature fans with like the styrofoam blades. Do you know what I'm talking about? Anyways, they brought those and it wasn't keeping them cool at all. The next thing is oil blotting sheets. So I don't know if you guys get oily. I have very oily skin, especially whenever I get out in the humidity and the heat. Some girls brought towels and they just kind of wiped their face. I personally had on face makeup that I really didn't want to ruin and make it look weird. So I just bought some really nice oil blotting sheets. I think I bought mine at TJ Maxx or something. They were really inexpensive and it was just really nice in between houses whenever you're freshening up, just to have a quick oil blot on your face and just feel like refreshed and that you're not struggling in this Alabama heat. So going off of the oil blotting sheets, I want to talk about makeup. So I kept a like mini cosmetic bag that I kept kind of the small things that I'm talking about. Any sort of tiny thing that I'm talking about, obviously I didn't put that just straight in my bag. I like to be organized and to find things quickly. You want to be able to find your things and know where your things are. I bought this mini cosmetic bag. Again, I think I bought it at TJ Maxx. It was really inexpensive and I kept all my small things in there. But to go with the cosmetic bag, I brought some makeup to touch up some things. I obviously wouldn't recommend bringing your whole entire makeup collection in here because this can get very heavy, but I would really recommend bringing some powder, some chapstick, some lipstick to touch up. I recommend getting just a mini compact mirror. Obviously, if you don't wear makeup, do not feel like you have to wear makeup during Rush week. Something else to keep in mind, that if you are not used to the heat can actually give you a really bad headache. I know it gives me a headache and I have been born and raised in Alabama. As you can probably tell by my accent, I have been getting so many comments about my accent. I feel like Miley Stewart in Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
it. Anyways, to go along with this, I would definitely be sure to pack like headache medicine or some Tylenol, Motrin, something. I also had a little like container that holds my medicine, so I didn't have just like bottles in there. I linked those down below also. I knew what pill was what, but I'm pretty sure I kept Tylenol. I took some migraine medicine. I took some Midol or Pamprin. I have a nausea medicine that I take. I don't know, my body's weird, so like I had that prescribed to me, so I definitely brought that. I feel like I brought something else. Another thing I'm going to bring up is sunscreen. So not a lot of girls also knew coming down here that the sun will burn you to a crisp really quickly. So many girls the first day of Rush wore like this really pretty dress, and then they had tan lines for the rest of the week because they got sunburned so badly. Don't be afraid to reapply it. I know how some of us get and we're like, we don't need sunscreen, like I'm fine. No girl, you need the sunscreen. I actually have one of my favorites right here that I'm going to share with you. So I love this one. This is the Hawaiian Tropic one, and this smells so good. I love this. I have never found a sunscreen that I love more. This just feels like lotion. It doesn't feel sticky. Something to keep in mind while you're going through Rush Week is that you're going to be talking to a lot of girls really close. Something you might want to buy to keep in your bag are breath mints or the breath strips or the breath spray. Another thing, which is something you might not think to bring, is a towel or a rain jacket. So these can go along for many different things. They recommend that you bring a towel or something to sit on whenever you're waiting to go into the houses. You might be thinking that you're going to be going into every single house at a perfectly scheduled time, but at Alabama they schedule breaks for you, so you're not just constantly talking all the time and tiring yourself out. So a lot of my friends brought towels to sit down on, like the grass, the concrete, wherever the tent is set up for you to kind of like chill out where it's like shaded, you know. But I brought my rain jacket because my rain jacket could be used if it was raining, first off. Second off, I could put the water resistant side down and sit on it, where again, if I sat on something wet, I wouldn't be sitting in like the wetness and kind of ruin my dress or anything. I highly encourage bringing your rain jacket. After several girls were talking to me and they're like, why are you sitting on a rain jacket? And I explained it and they're like, that is so smart. And then they all brought their rain jacket and we were just like the rain jacket crew. Something else that I would keep in would be Band-Aids or like blister pads. So I found these things and I'm pretty sure it's by the brand BandAid. Maybe. I linked them in the Amazon so you'll know what I mean. You can put them on your toes if you do get a blister from your shoes, which you probably will. These work wonders, okay? So let's say I have a blister right here and I put that pad on. It's completely waterproof. It blends in with your skin. And once you take it off, like the blister is basically healed. I love them during that week. I kept them fully stocked all the time, but I also made sure to keep those Band-Aids just in case I got a blister right then and there and it was really bothering me. I would go ahead and put a Band-Aid on it because I wanted to clean my blister out before putting that like coating over it. Something else I would recommend is buying a reusable water bottle. I got this at TJ Maxx. I literally think it was about $5.99 or $6.99, so it's really inexpensive. Another thing I would say is to fill this up with ice and put your water or Powerade, Gatorade, whatever you want to drink. Stay hydrated, ladies. Once you do that and you have that in your bag, if you use bottled water, I would get another bottle of water and put that in your bag. That way, whenever you drink all of this, you still have ice left over and you can put that bottle of water in here to stay hydrated. We obviously had a lunch break where it was like in one of the dining halls that our Rokai chose, and that was a time for me to renew my water bottle and get new ice, get some Powerade, get whatever. So I put perfume on the list just because I had one of those like little rolly ones. Oh, I have one. Okay, so these are a Victoria's Secret. I linked one in the Amazon, but basically it is just a roller. See how it has that little rolly at the top? I recommend this because all you have to do is just like put it on your wrist like that and smear it together. Boom, there you go. You're freshened up with your perfume. I don't recommend getting like a spray perfume just because that can get really annoying. It can get on other people and you don't really want that. The reason why I was kind of apprehensive to put perfume on the list is because you don't want so many smells going in at once. Next thing to kind of go along with perfume is deodorant. I linked my favorite deodorant down in that Amazon list, and this was kind of life-changing for me. It's a deodorant that is kind of like a clinical like formula, I guess. Anyways, it's one meant for summer whenever you're going to be sweating really badly, and whenever I put this deodorant on in the morning, I really didn't have to reapply it throughout the day, but if I needed to, I made sure to keep that in my bag. I love it. I swear by it. Ever since I found that last summer, I have been using it non-stop. So you're probably going to be on your phone a lot, whether that be taking notes, texting people. It's very important to keep a portable charger with you. I personally kept 2 with me just because I have 2 things that I really need to keep charged, which was my phone and my fan. So these are really inexpensive on Amazon, and I never ran out of battery, whether that be on my fan or my phone, keeping those two things charged. Another thing you might want to take is safety pins or like a sewing kit. Wardrobe malfunctions happen all the time and it's no big deal, but if you can prevent them and you can help them, why shouldn't we? So I kept a safety pin with me at all times. What I did is every single morning before leaving, I would take my dress and on the tag of the dress, I would pin a safety pin. Another thing is an umbrella. So even if it doesn't rain, you can use that umbrella to block you from the heat. A lot of girls use their umbrellas to help them stay out of the sun. Another thing is snacks. So obviously you're going to get tired throughout the day and you need a little pick-me-up. So I recommend getting something that is really easy to have in the heat and not have it melt. If you're thinking about granola bars, make sure that those granola bars don't have any like peanut butter chips or chocolate on it. Something that could ruin your dress and something that could melt and get everywhere. I put some snack options also in that Amazon list. I know you're probably not going to buy your food from Amazon, but if you do, there you go. Like veggie straws, pretzels. If you are looking for something sweet, I would stick to some granola bars that don't have any melty substances on them. So we are almost done with the list, but there's just a couple more things to go through. So the first one is a Tide to Go pen and a lint roller. I'm like combining this into like one product basically. If you get something on your dress, I think that it's really important to go ahead and get that stain out while you're there. And also Tide to Go normally gets out pretty much almost all of the stain. And the last thing I have on my list is a pair of flip-flops or sandals. So you're probably going to be wearing some sort of heel, especially as it gets later on in the weekend, as it gets more formal. And it is important to have these flip-flops or Birkenstocks. That way, if you have a party at one side of the row and you need to go to the other side, you don't have to run in your heels and you can sprint in your sandals. But I also did that whenever I was on breaks and I wanted to give my feet a break if I did have blisters, to make sure that my feet were comfortable at all times and I was not struggling. But that is all I have for you today. Obviously, in no way do you have to pack a bag or do you have to have these things in your rush bag, but I just feel like it helped me along the way, and so I just wanted to share my tips and tricks with you. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, and if you want to join the family, you can click that subscribe button also. Bye! 'Cause you know that I'm